This podcast is brought to you by AMP. The Affiliate Manager Performance Program is designed for ambitious affiliate program managers working at brands, agencies, or affiliate networks that are looking to grow and scale their affiliate programs and partner performances. We've already helped hundreds of affiliate program managers from a range of industries get the best out of their affiliate partnerships and build consistent sales within their affiliate programs. With just 1 hour per week over a 12-week period, this program is unlike any other. You'll learn proven tactics, tested strategies, and access decades of experience with industry veterans who have launched, scaled, and grown multi-million-dollar affiliate programs around the world. Book your seat on our next cohort by visiting our website, affiversemedia.com, and hit the training menu from there. You can register your interest for our next cohort launch or simply contact our sales team to find out more. You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, brought to you by affiversemedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. This is a podcast for digital and affiliate marketers, publishers, networks, agencies, and MarTech providers who operate, support, or manage affiliate marketing programs around the globe. If you want to launch, scale, and grow a successful affiliate marketing program, you're in the right place. In this podcast, you'll learn how affiliate and partner marketing is constantly changing, and tune in to industry experts who are getting behind our mic to share tactical insights and practical knowledge to help your affiliate program grow. Here, you'll discover what's new and trending in affiliate and performance marketing, how to run your affiliate program successfully, and gain industry insights from experts and practitioners from around the globe. The truth is, you simply won't find this information anywhere else. Now here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affiverse, Leanne Johnston.
Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast. It's the end of yet another jam-packed, exciting season where I explored affiliate marketing with a smorgasbord of industry veterans from all walks of our affiliate performance marketing community. This week, as we round up the season, our best yet, I wanted to start with a few housekeeping points for those of you who tune in regularly. First up, I want to remind you about our next and final cohort of the year of AMP, our Affiliate Marketing Performance Program. This will be the final time that I'm running this course this year, and I'm telling you, if you want to spend 12 weeks with me learning exactly how to grow your affiliate program like a pro, you'll want to book your seat now to join it. This is a mastermind like no other. Each week, we hop in on a live teach to learn various aspects of affiliate program management from the ground up. If you're doing it yourself and you want someone to coach you through the hard times, this is for you. Check it out for yourself on our website on affiversemedia.com. Next, I want to remind you all of the awesome in-person training workshop that we are curating in partnership with Hello Partner at PI Live Europe called AM Leaders. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, you wouldn't have seen that why AM Leaders is the event not to be missed. So check it out on our social media. Listen into what our speakers themselves are saying about why they're coming to share their insights and knowledge at this particular event, and get your ticket booked today. Nobody has said it better than my friend Sarah Bundy, who has been working in affiliate marketing for more than 2 decades and will be coming to AM Leaders to share this experience with you, as well as the insights about what she thinks the future of affiliate marketing is going to look like.
Now, I've spent 20 years in this industry, and I've learned so much over the years. I've learned what to do, what not to do, things to watch out for, things that partners can be at risk for, things that the affiliate manager can be at risk for, things that the brand can be at risk for, opportunities that maybe other people might overlook. We've seen and tested some really cool, innovative stuff over the years. And I want to share that information. I want to share, here's things that we've tried that have worked really well, giving people an opportunity to have these aha moments, and take that back with them and action that and see the growth from some of the gold nuggets and tidbits from 2 decades of experience that I'm able to share on stage with this group. I think will be very valuable for them, especially as they continue to grow in their own profession, in their own expertise.
So if you're in London in October and you're already booked to come to PR Live, get your AM Leaders ticket and get a £50 discount to attend this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn with industry legends and to take the opportunity to invest in your own personal development by being in the same room as these guys for just a day. Book your tickets by visiting AM Leaders on the PR Live Europe website. This is a you snooze, you lose warning, as the tickets are going to be limited to this event. Now, let's get on with this season's roundup and catch you up with anything you may have missed. I'm starting off this week with the highlights of some of my most favorite episodes, and that means I've got to start with Todd Crawford, the co-founder of Impact.com. I think affiliate marketing has moved beyond the basics of the 4 Ps of marketing. You have to be thinking innovatively, and you have to be engaging with your partners, whoever they are, whatever kinds of publishers they are, because they are really at the forefront of innovation. That is their job. They do it every single day. And I think the programs that I see really succeed versus the programs that just trundle along with a little bit of, net profit every month are the ones that do lean in and do simple things like that and actually get really close to their referrers and say, how can I actually tap into that additional market opportunity? And that's really a really important message that I want people to tune into today, because it isn't just about onboarding and recruitment. It's also about what do you do with those partners when you have them. And that's the bit that I think people leave and they kind of just let partners trickle along on their own. And that's where you're missing out on growth opportunities and value opportunities as well.
To your point, I mentioned earlier about CMOs with, performance marketing experience are in more demand. The difference between being a performance marketer and a media buyer is if you're buying Google or Facebook, it's basically a slot machine. You're putting in $1 or a pound or a euro or whatever, and you're trying to get back more than that, right? 2, 3, 4 of those. And there's no relationship. There's no conversation or meaningful. I mean, you can call your Google rep, but keywords don't have any feelings. If you stop bidding on that keyword, it's not upset. When you're working with a partner and you tell them you have to stop working with them, or you're not going to buy, premium promotions, or you're going to have to lower the commission because of whatever the data shows, people are not happy about that. And there's a lot of give and take. But the most important part is that people are having conversations to do business. And that's where my new advice that I've been kind of on my soapbox about is that brands are very focused on how they measure the success of a partner, right? I have return on ad spend, I have conversion rate, or just sold, revenue volume, things like that, or new to file, whatever it is I'm measuring. But where I think we miss the mark is we don't ask publishers, how do you measure me? How are you benchmarking me? And I'll give you a good example. If you work with CNN_, they're measuring you based on effective CPC or revenue per page visit or page view or a CPM metric. And if you don't understand that and you don't ask them, how do I benchmark against my competitors? I think I'm paying you a fair commission, but I might be under benchmarking. And so I need to understand that, because you're not going to lean in as hard when the demand for your content is so high that I've got to be on top of my game, and I've got to understand how you're measuring me, not so much how I'm measuring you, in order to get the best placements, to get you to lean in and work with me more. And that comes out in conversations. Likewise, maybe there's something I'm not in love with about this publisher, and I need to talk to them and say, how have you solved this with other brands? How have you helped other brands champion or make me like what you're doing even more, right? As opposed to being kind of blasé about it.
I think most people that land up in this industry, they become lifers. There's very few people that I've met that came into the affiliate space and bounced out and never came back again. They may have changed vertical, they may have changed working network side or agency side or brand side. But I think once you get into this industry, you kind of love it. And very few people actually hate it. I've never met anybody that hated it, because it's such a diverse job. Nobody can get bored working in affiliate marketing, because it is constantly changing all the time. You have to learn new technical things, new development things. It takes a broad mix of SEO, media buying, relationship management, biz dev, sales, as you said, and it combines it all into one role. And to me, that is super cool, but also it means that it's a job that requires constant on-the-job development and learning. And one of the things that I would like to see this industry do is invest more in that. And I know you guys have created a fantastic training academy to actually help affiliate managers or brands just understand the channel a little bit better, which is awesome. Do you think that companies will start to invest more in skills development in this job genre? Because typically what I've seen is people come in from a customer service or client-facing side, or they come in from a sales side, and they learn all the other skills as they go through on the job. If you're very lucky, you've come into this role from a media buying side, so you already understand traffic and the kind of commercialized part of running a program. But do you think that we'll see more education and development being kind of invested into this channel as well?
Well, obviously, we feel very strongly about it. As you said, we've started our Partnership Experience Academy, PXA. If you just Google impact.com and PXA, you'll get to the link for that. And it's free to anyone. They don't have to be a customer of ours. They can be our competitor. There's tons and tons, hundreds and hundreds of hours of training constantly developed. We have a huge team reaching out to the industry to create this content. It's not just us creating it. It's to give people more information, more education. And, when you complete these courses and get certified, they can be added to your LinkedIn as a certification. So, it's all about, like I said, growing the pie, building the industry, creating more mind share. We want to be the nucleus of the industry. We can't be the industry, but we want to be, we think we can be a material player, a role in the ecosystem. And so, we're trying to provide this education, and look at HubSpot. That's where we got the idea. They did it. It's super valuable, and you need to constantly, as you said, you need to constantly be learning. You're probably have more knowledge as someone in this space than anybody that's done paid search for 10 years or media buying for 10 years. There's way more to it, more nuances, better data, et cetera. It's not so flat. And like I said, it's not that coin operated machine. And I'm not trying to dismiss, anybody's role or contribution, but there's way more moving pieces, and it's way more exciting and dynamic. So yeah, I love it. And we're way committed to PXA and helping the industry evolve and grow and learn.
Next up, we invited Sharon McFarlane, the founder of Digital Footprints, on the pod to talk about how to include influencers in your affiliate marketing strategy to scale. We talked about everything from how to engage them and how to support them, including when and how to use gifting to get content created. Tune in on this pod, which will help you to leverage influencers in your own program too. I think a lot of people, they'll always ask, how do I engage? How do I reach out to these people? What's the kind of the information that I need to put into that first email or that first message? What are some of your tips in terms of engaging those partners and actually bringing them in?
I think it's always a good idea to have researched the content that they've posted before that and use that as an open discussion. So you're not going to contact anybody anyway who's not, previously pushed anything that's out with your interest group. So if you're selling a beauty product, for example, and you've got a new product launch, you would go on and see if there's anything of similar that they've pushed before and use that as a starting point. To be fair, it's quite similar as to how you would start like an affiliate relationship, which is good news for listeners. It's not, a cold email. It's using information shown that you've done a bit of research and understanding that it's a partnership between two people, and it's not just, although it's a paid for service, I think it's wrong to assume that the influencer automatically wants to work with you, and I think that's quite important. So to understand that it's a two-way street, say that you've had a read at their content, it fits well with your brand and what you're looking to do, and then sort of start to give them an idea of what your KPIs and your goals are, whether that's to push a new product, whether that's to get more engagement on your social channels, whether that's to generate more leads. and open discussions that way.
So I think that's quite important, actually. You kind of need to map all of that out before you even start outreaching. You're going to have to do the listening bit, and there's tools that can help you to do that. You're going to have to then whittle down into the data and make sure that the audience segments that you're kind of collating together in terms of volume make sense. And then from there, you need to figure out, like, what is it that you actually want this influencer to deliver? Is it top of brand funnel awareness? Is it pushing a new product and directing sales just on that one product? Is it kind of like evergreen? You want them to just, be an eternal influencer or brand ambassador for your program, no matter what it is that you're discussing. So, and that will then tailor the outreach to the partner and actually get them on board. What are your thoughts? Because I often get asked, and we're going a little bit off piste here, but I often get asked about, gifting for influencers. Like, is it necessarily to have free products available, and or will some influencers work without actually trying the product, or will they invest their own money to buy the product? Like, what's your experience in that kind of three-way, choice of how you approach?
Typically, we call it rewarding loyalty, effectively. So what we would say is, we would like you to review this product and to say thanks for this, we will provide you with it. That kind of tends to work well with influencers. Don't get me wrong, some will buy it straight away if it's something that they're really, really interested in. But the good thing is if you implement those seeding campaigns that I was talking about earlier, the chances are that you actually might find an influencer that's already purchased a similar product or service and maybe would be looking to purchase something else anyway. And I think that's why it's super important when you're reaching out to them that you've chosen the right interest group, because then they'll be more likely to do that.
All right. So it really is on a case-by-case basis. There's no one-size-fits-all program here in terms of gifting or freebies or actually just, asking them to purchase the product or at a discounted rate.
Exactly. And it's all depends the size and the scale and the experience of influencers, really, what your budget is within that campaign. But I think that's the beauty of influencer marketing, that it's not like a cookie cutter sort of approach. You can be as creative as you want to, and you can create the kind of partnerships that you want to as well. It's like the only limit is just imagination, effectively.
I love that. The only limit is just imagination. I think that's going to be our catch point for this thing. Okay, so you mentioned working with agencies, and I want to go back to that because a lot of affiliate programs, they'll outsource, PR to a PR agency, and that typically has always included influencers, but now we're starting to see that shift. So what's the benefit of working with an agency in terms of kind of expanding this segment of your affiliate program and going with a specialist team to help you to develop that? Like, obviously, I would imagine the first thing is, fast track, because you'll be able to fast track the research and get the data a lot more easily. But what are some of the other benefits?
I think the thing with influencer marketing, and sometimes social media marketing actually in general within affiliate businesses, is that it's usually left to maybe somebody within operations, or if you don't have a big, and it's often sort of implemented, but it's not been at the forefront of what their job role is. So I think that maybe a mistake is to, spend heaps of money within this campaign, but if you don't have the resource to do that, then you're kind of spending all your money and we don't know where it's going. So as well as sort of fast tracking these campaigns, I think what you would have as a specialised influencer agency would be that knowledge and creating these partnerships and agreements as well, which can be quite important, especially if there is anything that's to be taken into consideration when it comes to like compliance or regulation. You'll already know how to deal with that, and that may not be something someone within your marketing team might. I think that when it's outsourced to an agency, the onus is on us, effectively, to provide you with data that says this is your return on investment. And I think it's a myth because it's sort of known as a fluffy marketing technique rather as a performance-based sometimes, that you can't do that. But as you can, there's all sorts of social media listening tools that will help us as an agency provide you as a client with, reports. And it can be, as soon as this post gone out, this is how many times your brand has been mentioned, as opposed to last year. And the same, there's all sorts of qualitative and quantitative data that an agency can push that may not, be within the skill set of the existing team that you guys have. If, influencer marketing is something that you're just sort of delving into or dipping your toe in the water for.
We all know how powerful social media is, but few are really using it to leverage their own affiliate program growth. And in this episode, I brought in the wonderful Dean Seddon from Maverick to talk about how affiliate managers can leverage their personal social media to help attract new affiliates into their programs. Believe it or not, there's an art to this and a strategy is required. So listen in on what Dean had to share in this short clip. What are some of the simplest videos that affiliate managers can start out and maybe break the ice with to pop their cherry and get into the habit of creating content that drives their medium?
Let me just caveat that, but even the big brands are aware that to actually keep up with social media, they can't afford big budgets either. I was talking to the head of social media for Uber. So you think about, they've got tons and tons of money for budgets, right? They are doing more phone content now than they are doing heavy, big productions, particularly for social media. So they're doing a lot on CapCut on their phone. So quick app, CapCut. It's heavily promoted on TikTok. It's the easiest way to shoot videos. In terms of filming videos, I don't like filming videos. I'm pretty good in a live situation, but pre-record, I'm horrific. So the way I do it is that it will always be better if you're talking to camera. You can do kind of faceless videos, but they don't work so well.
What about AI videos? Because that's something that I discovered this week. I mean, everybody's talking about AI. What are your thoughts on that? It's not authentic, right? It's fine for like a demo video if you've got a SaaS product or you want to teach something, but I think people still want to see people.
I think
that's my take.
I use AI every day, but a lot of what we're seeing right now is the same wave that we saw with NFTs, right? With AI, it's like NFTs, you're going to make loads of money and it's going to change the world and blah, 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 blah. Well, it kind of will, but not in the way that the hype is saying. So I'm not as sold on AI videos for humans. I'm sold on them as explainers and things like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I think it's just a novelty. It's like a trend that we're seeing of AI. Do your own AI. What's really cool is the AI voice. If you think about us doing a podcast right now, you can literally go, I've wrote an article. I can get my own AI voice and basically AI my own podcasts. That I could see working.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite good. And it's quite easy to probably edit with some of the AI tools that are available. I think for me, I'd still want the affiliate manager to be authentic, to actually be telling me stuff that they want to share. And then if I met somebody at an event, which our industry is very big on, like every second month, there's an event where you go meet somebody. If that didn't match what I was hearing, it would be a bit of a disconnect for me personally. But I think you kind of have to work with what you're given. And the main thing is to still step up from behind the screen and become an ambassador for your affiliate program. And I wanted to talk about that because I know you're hot on personal branding. I mean, your personal brand is just phenomenal on LinkedIn and you've spent years building it. But how did that journey begin? And where's the first step? Because everybody wants to become known. Everybody wants to become seen. But what is that first step? And is it a quick journey? Can you become an overnight influencer or brand ambassador for your program and have all the affiliates contacting you? Is that even possible?
Yes and no. So on LinkedIn, unlike, say, Instagram and TikTok, LinkedIn and Instagram is 100% an attraction model. Yeah. You have to make the content attract the crowd and convert the crowd. LinkedIn's a bit different. So I'll give you an example. We did a video with a client on their phone and he's not in the video that much, but he's comparing two different things in the video. And he got 876,000 views on the video and 45 inbound messages talking about multi-million deals. The video itself was simple to make. The strategy behind the video was hard. Because you're like, how do we do something that people will catch on with, that will find interesting and engage in, that will have broad appeal, but will resonate with very specific people?
That is the problem on LinkedIn, is unless you've got very specific job titles or very specific, and let's face it, affiliates don't have job titles. They're entrepreneurs, they're founders, they could be everything. But every single affiliate I know is on LinkedIn. So it is the one place that I know. LinkedIn and Twitter, well, X, actually, we're going to talk about that next. But that's kind of where affiliates are hanging out, where publishers are hanging out, because it's a content-based platform. I guess the question is, what content do you create as an affiliate program manager to attract the right affiliates to you? What's the process that you start with? Because you can't just use job titles. It's almost impossible to do.
Well, LinkedIn's the more grown-up social network. That's if you look at all the other ones, it's a little bit scammy in the other places. This is a grown-up network. So when you're trying to create content to attract like particular people, what do they want to see? They want to see how the platform works, what the rewards are, but also whether they can trust you. Yeah. My industry, social media marketing, is sketchy. Affiliate marketing has its sketchiness as well, right? So the showing up and showing that you actually can do what you say you can do is just the core part of it. And then talking about how their business. One of the really strange things is you can attract a lot of affiliates by talking about how they can improve their affiliate business. It's like a magnet, basically. What are the affiliates interested in? What are they interested in for their own business that will encourage them to hang around you? And that's the way you got to think about it.
Anna Hecht joined me from Global Savings Group to talk about how she'd like affiliate managers to pitch their programs for content collaborations. I get a lot of affiliate managers telling me how difficult it is to get content up on large media sites. So listen in, my lovelies, as she breaks it down on this episode, step by step, on how to perfect and position your big media partnerships pitch. From a content perspective, I mean, I always feel, because there's a big conversation that happens around gifting to, or, you know, like giving free products or free trials or whatever the case may be to content creators. But I honestly believe that if somebody can touch and feel and use a product, they're going to write about it very differently to if they had to just get like a fact sheet about here's all the product stuff. And have you actually seen that make a difference, like in your own personal writing experiences?
Yes, totally. I mean, I think if our main goal is to add more value for the reader than a retailer site alone could, and if we can't get more information than what we can just see on a retailer site or read in reviews, we're essentially not doing a huge service to the reader. So even though we can't test every product we write about, the goal is that we get to the point where we are actually testing and, you know, like you say, touching and feeling every product that we're talking about, because that will just add so much more value. And like you say, the way you write about a product, if you've actually used it and tried it out and seen how long the battery life really is or how it really connects to something versus just reading what people are saying online. I mean, we consider ourselves shopping experts. So I think that it makes a big difference if we can actually see if it's a quality product.
What happens if it's not a quality product then?
Unfortunately, we will say that. So that's kind of the thing also is if you go onto our website, for almost every product we write about, we do have pros and cons, and that's just to drive up trust with the reader. So almost every product you have is going to have pros and cons, and we try to be fair and balanced about it. But we even had our content planning session 2 days ago, and some of our editors were talking about doing reviews, and they were like, well, I didn't actually like it. And we're like, perfect, write about it, because it's, we have to give our honest opinion to our readers.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for a brand, because I often get clients asking, I don't want to be on the site because they're not going to give me a positive review. Well, if clients only see positive reviews, they're not going to trust what they're reading anyway, because let's face it, we're all human and we know nothing is perfect. So as long as it's not factually incorrect, it's not, blasphemous to your brand where somebody's just taken a complete, left field turn and been very emotive about the fact that something they don't like about the brand, then, it's okay to have, small things that might be incorrect, because clients will still purchase you anyway. Like I know, for shoes, for example, I don't find Puma shoes very comfortable on my feet. I'm a bit of a shoe addict, but I love Nikes. And it doesn't mean that Puma is any worse than Nike. It just means that that's my personal preference. And I know that they're not as comfortable because my feet are wider. So, there's lots of different things like that happen. And I think affiliate managers, they sometimes get scared about branding and they overthink it a little bit. But actually what you need to think about is how much value is that SEO link going to bring me, and how many customers are actually going to see my product, regardless of whether it's not presented as 100% perfect. And what's the outcomes of me doing this long-term collaboration with a content creator to boost the rest of my program. So I totally agree with you.
We do try to be, fair about it. I just want to add one thing, because it's not like we're going to just say overall this product is like terrible. What we typically do is, like, if you're buying something for camping and you need it to have a longer battery life, we may say, if you're not a serious outdoorsman, this is a fine product for you and it's a great price point. But if you're needing it to last you for 2 days, probably not. So it's more of like on a use case basis that we try to tell you good or bad about a product.
So it's context, right? It's always about putting that product into the context of what it's going to be used for and how often and how long. And that's not necessarily negative branding. It really isn't. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the elephant in every editor's room, which is AI content creation. Some people are very pro in terms of using it to come up with ideas and, write rough drafts and do basic content pieces. Some people are very negative about this should not be happening and it should not be infiltrating into our space. What are your thoughts on this?
Oof, this is a topic that we are talking about constantly, but it's sort of like, when is it appropriate for a team to be using it and when is it not? And of course, what are the SEO implications long-term of using AI, which most of us don't really know yet, I would say. And so essentially, I have had kind of a slow burn with it. So when we first started talking about using AI a few months ago, I, of course, kind of had a bit of a, heels in the sand kind of reaction to it, because I really value the human content that we are creating. And I know that for such a long time, Google has been telling us that if it feels like it's written by bots or if it looks like it's over-optimized, you will be penalized for this. So it is kind of a weird shift, just because I know Google is going in more of an AI overall direction anyway with how they're going to set up their SERPs. So I think that if they're doing that, they can't really tell us not to do it. So now we have to figure out what is the balance between the type of content that we create using AI, what will make us faster and more streamlined and able to keep up with the competition, and what's going to be actually harmful to the brand, where we become so generic that we are not even a brand anymore. You know what I mean? So I think that the way that we're approaching it now is we're doing some testing. So we haven't started using it yet, but we're considering whether we could use AI for things that are like listicles, or where it's actually very simple writing, because every single website is going to have like the best air fryers, and so could we actually use AI to at least give us an output that starts us off on having some kind of framework of content to work with, and we will still have editors looking at that content and fact checking every piece of it and making sure that it's very sound from top to bottom. And there are also just different types of content that you can't really use AI on yet. For example, like if we are doing a piece of branded content for, like, say, I'll just throw out there like Marriott or something, and they want us to write a piece of content on the best sustainable hotels curated by Marriott or something. I'm just making this up. And then Chat GPT tends to be kind of 2 years behind in terms of the data that it outputs for you. So you can't really write that brand new newsy piece of content with the data that it's currently crawling. So if it was a piece on how to travel sustainably, then you could potentially think about using AI to supplement some of your content.
For a long time now, we've been exploring the expansion of non-traditional affiliates into the partnership economy's ecosystem. Now, when you add them and how to work with them, and more importantly, how to track it all, you need to be able to measure the uplift. And in this episode, I brought in a fellow South African, you'll notice his accent is similar to mine, and CEO of Finexo UK, David Picard, to talk us through the challenges and solutions that they've built to help brands track everything in one simple place. From pay-per-call partners to lead generators and traditional affiliates, affiliate managers need to have a wider view and better data to optimize their campaigns and make informed decisions about commercial modeling. Listen in to what David discusses on this next clip. We are going through a bit of a revolution in terms of affiliate marketing, where traditional affiliates are not the only kinds of partners that we are bringing into our programs. And this is one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about. But before we get started on that story, I want to go down the most common question that affiliate managers sort of talk about and get asked about, which is lead generation. Why has it been given such a bad rep under the affiliate umbrella, and what has changed from then to now? And why is it that brands should actually be investing more in non-traditional affiliate partner types like lead generators?
Sure. Yes, that is the common question. It's kind of a negative connotation on the word, I suppose, and the battle that a lot of us are trying to to have often is a kind of an education process, right? When you're talking to, whether it be advertisers, brands, about the space as to why it's something to look at. And I guess the tool that we have that helps us is data, right? And numbers that kind of that's my methodology. You'll probably hear me say it a lot in the rest of this conversation is, let the numbers do the talking.
Yeah.
If you're trying to attach personal feelings and emotions to things, you got to be prepared to be wrong at some point, because the numbers are going to catch up with you and tell you to do something different. So put your ego out of the way, put your whatever you think is right or wrong out of the way, and just build a methodology based on numbers and tracking and performance, and then you can only end up in a good place, in my opinion. So in terms of, I guess, why it's got a bad rep, whether you want to call it misrepresentation and that kind of thing, I suppose, is a lot of people think of affiliates as people that, the get rich quick kind of people. They want to make a quick buck. They don't want to put effort in. They just want to dangle the carrot, incentivize people to carry out and go down funnels that ultimately don't necessarily end in the consumer behavior that you want, the positive outcomes that you're looking for. What corners can I cut in order to deliver the numbers that they're looking for, or not even deliver the numbers that they're looking for, but how many corners can I cut to kind of get there as quickly as I can? And absolutely right, that methodology should have a bad connotation about it. And if that's how people are going to approach it, absolutely. It's right to look at it in that way. But ultimately, like I said earlier, if you're truly attributing things based on numbers and statistics and performance, those behaviors should be able to be kicked out of the industry. And I guess that's the old way, I suppose, to speak about how the old way was, paying for partner and performance marketing outcomes without clear understanding of sources that drives the quality that you're looking for, and, a disconnect between various types of customer interactions and all those kinds of things. When you come to now to talk about, what's changed and what tools people have available to them in terms of, I can speak of the advancements of technology, particularly to help protect the brand, the advertiser, and ultimately also the consumer, because ultimately, as long as we're putting the consumer at the center of this, which they always should be, then in theory, you're going to be able to build something that has some longevity to it as well. So, being able to automate validation, distribution of your consumers to deliver a truly personalized experience along the way, reporting on every step of the journey can only possibly have positive outcomes here. The consumer's happier because they've received what they're looking for quickly. And everyone else in the journey is happy because they've got the tools they need to optimize performance at every stage of the lead cycle.
Yeah. So the bad rep is kind of hereditary, but where we are now is that lead generation can actually play a very important part of your affiliate program if you embrace it, because we have better data segments and because it's easier to track things in real time.
Yeah, it's easier to evidence that actually the reputation is correct if the numbers tell you it's correct.
Yeah.
If the outcomes are carry on being negative and consumer experience carries on being negative, yeah, absolutely, it should have a bad rep. But if you can actually prove the opposite, which is what you need tracking and data for, then who can argue with that?
Yeah, 100%. The numbers never lie, right? So if a brand is starting out and looking at kind of skipping over outside of traditional affiliate partners, which are like your SEO affiliates, your PPC affiliates, your paid advertisers, and now even influencers, what are some of the things that they should look at in order to incorporate, pay-per-call tracking, which is absolutely huge in the US? And I know we've got a lot of US listeners that are tuning into this as well. But what do you actually need to advise the affiliate program manager to do to build their momentum and to watch out for fraud? So what is the best piece of advice that you can give them if they want to step outside of that traditional affiliate funnel and start to look at wider lead generation on a performance basis?
Sure. So I guess you would break that into, you'd want to, I guess, start at the start, I guess, as it sounds obvious, but, look at what the problem is, which is typically, acquisition is not transparent. Attribution is complex and difficult, and not all sources along the funnel generate the same quality. Performance differs. And then you come to your why, which will be paying for outcomes, whether that's pay-per-call or lead. It is risky because it lacks that transparency across those sources. And then the immediate issue is the fact that navigating through multiple marketing channels creates internal inefficiencies, disturbances to workflow, hampers the company's ability to maximize the ROI. And there's a compounding effect throughout that process, which is everyone ends up with lack of confidence, in publishers and partners, which can be crippling. If ultimately budgets need to be spent somewhere, and that tends to come from confidence in something, you've got to be able to hang your hat on something and put your stake in the ground somewhere. And that comes from having confidence in being able to evidence that you're achieving what you're trying to achieve. So in terms of advice, I guess what I would say is, first of all, you have to have a good idea of what success will look like for you prior to launch. And most importantly, and I say this from experience, be ready to be wrong.
And there you have it, folks. The highlights of season 13 and all that was contained within it. If you want to go back and listen to a few more episodes, you still can, because soon we'll be launching season 14 with another jam-packed session covering more interesting affiliate marketing topics. Keep on tuning in each week as we tell the stories, share the latest insights, and keep you learning more about successful affiliate program management and affiliate marketing tactics that can help your business to grow. Now, if you don't want to miss out on any more insights, webinars, content, guides, head on over to afterversemedia.com and sign up for our newsletter, because each week we'll be bringing you industry insights to your door and share the things that you need to keep abreast of as you're growing your affiliate programs. Till next week, keep on learning and always be testing to keep your affiliate programs growing from strength to strength. Thanks for listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, and a special shout out to my Link Unite ladies who are tuning in from the US. Can't wait to see you all again really soon, and this time we'll be catching up on UK soil. So stay tuned and listen up for season 14, which is coming to your door really, really soon. This podcast is brought to you by Finexa, where all your customer interactions from affiliates, lead generators, or pay-per-call marketing sources can be tracked and managed in a single operating suite. Advertisers, networks, and affiliates can get more visibility into their performance because all their incoming leads can be tracked in one simple solution. Finexa saves you countless hours juggling reports and spreadsheets, giving you more time to maximize the revenue you can make from leads, calls, businesses, and affiliates you can trust. Whether you're a one-man organization or a company that generates thousands of leads or calls per day. Visit Finexa.com to schedule a consultation today.
That's a wrap for this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast. If you're loving what we're putting down, why not head over to Apple iTunes and give us a 5-star review? Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel so you never miss another insightful episode or one of our free webinars ever again. Tune in next week for more digital affiliate marketing insights, trends, tips, and content to keep your affiliate and performance marketing fresh and your partners driving consistent sales.